In this demo, I'm gonna walk you through how I painted this watercolor landscape using my perspective step. I always start by testing my colors on a scrap sheet, mixing the hues I see in the reference. Warm peaches and yellows for the glowing sky, pale violets and cool blues for the distant mountains, deeper blues for the midground and richer greens for the forest. I check how dark or light the mixtures are, how they react with more water, and how they blend when they touch. Once the palette feels right, I tape my watercolor paper to keep it flat and clean. I work top to bottom, from background to foreground, beginning with the sky. I lay down a soft, wet-on-wet gradient of warm peach, rose, and yellow so the transitions stay hazy and luminous. For the distant mountains, I use very diluted, cool violets and blues. Their pale values and softened edges help them fall back into the distance. Any edge that looks too sharp is softened right away so the background stays on as smooth. When that layer dries, I move to the midground. The mountains here shift into deeper, cooler blues and have slightly more structure but still remain gentle. I use mid-value washes and soften selected edges with clean water so they sit between the glowing sky and the darker forest below. The foreground has the strongest values and warmest tones. I deepen the greens for the pines and glaze in layers to build texture. Sharper edges and darker shadows help pull this area forward. I add warm reds, oranges, and yellows to the shrubs and grasses along the water to create contrast and anchor the foreground. For the water, I mix turquoise and blue, green, and light to mid-values. Reflections become softer and lighter as they move into the distance, and deeper in the foreground, I pull color gently downward with a damp brush and soften the lower edge to mimic water movement. To lighten a color, I either dilute it with more water for transparent atmospheric washes or tint it with a bit of white pigment for strong highlights at the end, especially on the peaks and along the water surface. Once everything is dry, I add small details, crisp branches, touches of warm light on the mountains, bright highlights on the water, and final dark accents in the forest. I keep the background clean and simple so the depth remains convincing. This painting relies on a gradual shift of color and value. Warm, glowing sky, pale, cool mountains in the distance, deeper blues in the midground, and rich greens and dark shadows in the foreground. The water reflects the same progression, linking the whole scene together. By testing colors first and controlling values, temperature, and edges, you can build a landscape that feels spacious and authentic. Thanks for painting with me.